Welcome, welcome, welcome to our F3 podcast where we discuss all things pertaining to faith, family, and finances. We are your hosts. I am Dr. Lionel M. Blair Sr., and I am sitting next to my gorgeous, lovely, perfect wife, Jesus Jr.
Lord have
herself,
mercy. Stop.
Dr. Jasmine Blair. Listen, I am fired up this morning. Fired up. You ever heard somebody say, I'm fired up? I'm fired up.
You sound like the hellfire and brimstone preacher.
or I'm gonna be that today, I guess. All right. Because we are going to talk about dating in today's society. All right. Dating in today's society and why it ain't working. Because how many know it really ain't working?
Ain't
Is the word.
So thank you for the introduction. Welcome everybody for joining us. Shout out to all our first time viewers and our new subscribers. Thank you for being with us. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click like, subscribe, and share this to somebody's inbox that you know is in the dating season right now. They're trying to find somebody. Send this over to them. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we premiere a new episode, and take us with you on the go. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Castbox, and so many other things. So be sure to download the episodes and subscribe there, and they will push through to your mobile device whenever we release a new episode. This is a good topic. You know, we've got this trend that's going around on social media now about how there's pee in the dating pool. And people, I don't want to get in the dating pool. It's pee in there. It's toxic in there. It's dirt in there. It's mud in there.
It's more than pee.
But we want, why though? Why? You know, why is this such a kind of thing? I mean, you have some people these days, they're like, I don't know, I might be 40, 50 before I get married. Why? What is going on with this dynamic that you got so many people that want to allegedly want to get married, but they can't seem to find nobody to marry? To me, if you got this many people trying to get married, you're going to come across them at some point. So why is it these people are trying to date and they can't find nobody that they want to marry, and they feel like they ain't never going to get married, and their hope is just slowly declining? What is it about dating in today's society for believers? Why this ain't working? I'm gonna kick this over to you. I'm gonna let you have this. Ready? Go. Well, tag team. You got the baton.
I mean, even for believers or non-believers, I think everybody across the board, the dating pool is toxic because you're introduced to one person and end up finding out that you have really been dealing with someone else the whole time. You was introduced to Dr. Jekyll. You was introduced to Dr. Jekyll, but then as soon as you got comfortable and married, Mr. Hyde came out, and Mr. Hyde was really running stuff behind the scenes. You know, I mean, you get your, you got to know Bruce Banner, okay, but the Hulk is really the one running the stuff and pulling the strings.
Dealing with Reptar.
Yeah, for real. So you know, it's you are introduced to one person, and then you discover that they're not even that at all. And so many experiences of that, because people see dating is an investment, right? It's an investment. You're investing your time, you're investing probably your money.
You should be.
You're investing of yourself,
nowadays,
in hopes for a long-term relationship.
These men don't even want to pay for dinner no more.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, a dinner?
Right.
It ain't got to be expensive. A dinner. You can't cough up $10, $20 for dinner. What you gonna do when you get married? Hair money, nail money?
El Cheapo. You can't be El Cheapo
You can't call for $20 for dinner. You're sending the message, I can't take care of you, or I don't want to take care of you.
Glory to God.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
See, that's okay.
I feel some type of way. No, I need you to know what my appetite is so you can have your budget together.
Come on. Because see, Big Daddy bring home the bacon and you cook it. That's the Lord.
Go ahead. Back to the topic.
All right. got to rub it on them thighs real quick.
Go back to the topic.
Bless the Lord. We married, y'all, so we like this all the time. So but and it goes back to what I've been saying about the traditional dating scene.
Mm-hmm.
Dating is deceptive. Okay. When I was in school, they had this thing called spitting game, right? When I was in school, and see, I was never really good at it. I see why. People thought someone wronged me. Oh, man, you can't pull no girls. You can't pull no girls.
Well, you're not a professional liar,
right? So they had this thing called spitting game, and really, you learn to say the right things.
Manipulation.
Say the right things at the right time to get the girl interested in you. So in other words, you're trying to impress.
Manipulate.
And that's really what it is. Instead of just see, we need to get back to a culture where people were straightforward. Understand tact, understand coming with respect. But you need to let your intentions known. Hey, I am very interested in you.
How hard is that?
I'm very interested in you. And, I know we don't know each other now, but I would like to get to know you because I think you may be somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with.
See, that last sentence is part of why we're not there yet.
Right.
Because people are not trying to spend the rest of their life. They're trying to spend the rest of the night.
Uh-oh. See, you're attracted. See, some of y'all are attracted to some butts and some titties. That's what some of y'all are attracted to. Come on now, you're attracted to chest meat and butt meat. All right, but you don't know there's a whole Jezebel in there. See, some of y'all are attracted to the bald head or the muscles.
That six-pack.
That six-pack or that wallet. Okay. And you got a whole control freak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't even buy shampoo without permission.
Right. Or next thing you know, he beating you upside your head somewhere.
That part.
You understand? People say, people have asked me a lot, like, why do I keep falling for the same people? Why do I keep falling to the same trap? Well, because you keep going by the surface. You keep being gullible. Some people, you got to do research on their family tree. Okay.
Some people can we be honest? Some people you need to go on one of these websites and pay for a background check.
Yeah.
And that way you can make sure the story match up and everything match up, the timelines. Because Yeah, because and that's just facts. So dating, traditional dating, as we've come to know it, in and of itself, is deceptive. Yes, is very deceptive because you're trained to show the best parts of you and you hide the worst parts of you. On the dating scene, you very rarely hear people talk about their flaws. Okay. Come on.
Because you're too busy trying to impress to keep them interested. Mm-hmm. But see, if their heart was right, they'll still be interested anyway. Like, hey, okay, this is your flaws. We're going to get through it together. That's the way it should be anyway. I've seen people, man. I mean, they fall in love with one version, end up marrying another version. Okay, you claim to be neat and clean till you get married and find out the dude is a whole slob. Find out people only keep their car clean when they're around you.
It's a mess.
Come on now. And then when they get married and get comfortable, the real them comes out. You understand? You think they love kids until they get married.
Shut up.
You understand? So dating in and of itself, the reason why it's not working in society because it's deceptive.
That part.
People are tired of being deceived.
Yeah. Don't nobody want to be lied to.
We need the dating culture needs serious reformation because we need to take the shame away from being honest.
That part.
About our shortcomings. Like, hey, I'm really interested in you, but I just want you to know I'm still healing from my childhood wounds.
Which you really need to be by yourself. But I'm gonna get there. Go ahead. I'm gonna get there in a minute.
I'm still healing from my childhood wounds. I'm still healing from being molested. I'm still healing from being abandoned. I'm still learning how to rebuild my life because I made some bad choices. People, we need to erect a culture that respects honesty.
Ooh, that's good.
That respects honesty and the effort and progress. Okay? And the effort and progress. We don't have a culture that respects honesty and the effort and progress anymore. So, out of the fear of being rejected, people don't show the worst parts of themselves because they don't want to be lonely, but they don't want to be rejected. So you purposely highlight and show the best parts of you. The niceness, the gentleman, or the ladylike, or whatever the case may be. But then guess what? The real you still sitting up in there. Or there's still the you that you ain't dealt with, or the you that you still working through. Hello. And that's the part that come on, you can't hide that person forever.
No, you cannot.
And listen, I'm not saying you got to be perfect when you start dating. I hate that word, but I'm gonna just use it because y'all know it.
Since y'all use it, we're gonna use it to help y'all.
Yeah. So when you start dating, or some people like to use the word courting, Go ahead. Remind me of my Aunt B. Yeah, you coating, aren't you? You coating. You coating. Aunt B, you say you and your money, y'all out there coating, aren't y'all?
Lord.
But see, her what she meant by coating was having sex. Y'all out there coating, aren't y'all? You coating. I said, no, Aunt B. She said, yes. Yeah, yes. You coating.
You was in an interrogation with her, weren't you?
For a little bit. Aunt B was funny. Rest in peace, Aunt B. So when listen, we got to do better with this because hearts and lives are being broken because we refuse to bring reformation in this area. If you're interested with somebody, just how about just be honest. Like, and see, women, and you probably can help with this too. Yeah, I understand the need to be impressed. A lot of women like to be impressed, but they're in the need to want to be impressed. There also has to be an appreciation for honesty.
That part.
In conversation.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. And men have this pressure to impress because mainly the men that try, women have stuff too, but it's mainly the men that approaches the woman and like, I want you, or, I'm interested, or whatever, or they develop a friendship and it grows into something else.
But some of y'all don't want an honest man. Some of y'all want a thug. Some of y'all want somebody that's gonna ride. And again, it's not a shoot down to somebody who has come out of that lifestyle. They're coming out of that lifestyle. But the truth is, some of y'all are looking for a better version of the person that hurt you.
Oh.
So when the honest guy comes along, good, upstanding guy that got a job that ain't got 4 baby mamas, you all uncomfortable. Stop looking for a better version of the person that hurt you.
Wow, I never heard that before.
Maybe if you had the good guy all along, you wouldn't be broken where you are. Which brings me into my next point. I'm gonna grab this from you for a second.
Go ahead, go for it.
We're trying to move on when we have either not healed or we don't know ourselves in the first place. This can be men or women. From what I've read, from what I've seen, from what is out there, men tend to move on with another person. So if you're hurt, moving on with another person before you address your hurt ain't gonna fix it. And you're actually doing that person a disservice because you hurt, you broken, you've got all this anger and animosity inside you. And then she does a little stuff and now it irritates you because it reminds you of that hurt. And now you become verbally abusive because you're triggered because it reminds you of the stuff that you should have got healed from in the first place. Ladies, we move on because of low self-esteem a lot of times. Oh, well, they didn't want me. Or if I don't hurry up and find somebody else, that must mean I'm not worthy. That must mean there's something's wrong with me. That must mean I'm broken. So it's a validation to prove that you were the one that was right and nothing's wrong with you.
Come on now.
Stop starting stuff before you finish stuff. Just because you're going through the divorce don't mean that you're ready. Just because the divorce papers is final don't mean that you're ready.
Come on.
You need to take time to heal. First, hold on. Let me back up.
Go there.
First of all, you need to acknowledge that you had a role in the failure of that marriage, the failure of that long-term engagement, relationship, whatever. You know, I posted a quote about this the other week, but in the church, we like to pick somebody. Oh, this person must have did it. They must. Let me help you. If it was 1% your fault, you still need to own that 1%. And see, the problem is people in the church love to play the victim. Oh, they hurt me. They did this. But what was the 1% that was your fault? You mean to tell me out of a 5-year marriage, an 8-year marriage, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, you can't find one thing that you could have done better? One. Seriously. You can't find one. That's where it starts. Because for you to really heal, you first have to acknowledge the part that you played in the deterioration of that relationship in the first place. Number one. 2, then you need to acknowledge that alongside the person's actions with your hurt. It's not downplaying whatever they did, whatever they said, whatever they put you through. But you have to acknowledge that this was a joint effort to begin this relationship. It was a joint effort to deteriorate the relationship.
Yeah.
Even if somebody said, well, I was deceived. I married somebody. And like you said, they turned out, they was Dr. Jekyll. They turned out to be Mr. Hyde. Okay, so where were you vulnerable that you didn't realize that before you married them? Where did you not have the right counsel around you for somebody to love you enough to tell you the truth that this ain't it in the first place? See, there's 1% somewhere. The 1%. The 1%. You've got to acknowledge the part of it that's your fault.
And a lot of times, see, I saw somebody post the other day about bringing your relationships to the light. Because if you got a date in secret, it's already not God. It's already, you know, and see, you said something about counsel. A lot of times we don't get the right counsel. And then when the right counsel comes, it looked like control.
We don't want to hear it because we done already made up our mind that we checking off stuff on that list. And so we don't want to hear nothing else.
Yeah,
this my blessing. Yeah, okay.
You know, control. You just want to control. You don't want to see me happy. You know, and you know, I had somebody pretty much alluded and told me that one day, like I didn't want to see them happy, and I said, no, you just keep picking scumbag men.
Yeah,
you keep picking men who keep trying to get in your panties. Okay, and you keep picking men. Okay, that you end up opening yourself up to.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying, and then they end up not being the one. Okay.
And you're heartbroken every time.
And don't get mad at me because I tell you that relationship already starting off wrong.
Exactly.
It's already starting off on the wrong foundation. It ain't God. You grown, you can do what you want, but I'm telling you, you know, I don't approve of it. I mean, this is up to you though. You grown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because see, and it's another thing too. We go by attraction alone. We go by, and I think that's another pitfall. And I'm not saying you're not supposed to be attracted. That's not what I'm saying. You're supposed to be attracted to the person, okay? But what if they ain't your type?
Well, before you go there, let me go back here because that's going to take. I wasn't done. That's going to take us in a whole nother direction.
Go ahead.
People don't heal first. So when you don't heal, you take all that hurt, all that pain, all those emotions, and then you bring this into a new relationship. And what happens is you become emotionally unavailable. Some of you are angry. Some of you are closed off. Some of you, the person can't even get to know you if they wanted to because you are not present because a part of you is still yoked up and tied up in the previous relationship. Because you have not taken the time to heal. And then you don't know who you are. Some of you have been in relationships so long. Some of you have been in these long marriages that ended, unfortunately, after 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You got to rediscover who you are again. Oh, I want to get back in this 80s scene. But who are you? Because you're not the person you was once upon a time ago. You're a whole different person now.
Right.
And when you don't take the time to rediscover yourself, you are introducing them to still a broken you. And then you get married, then that doesn't work because now you're like, well, I don't like this. And if you just would have waited, sat your tail down, took several certified seats and just waited, go before the Lord, figure out who you are now after this experience, you recognize that there's a lot of things that you may want now that you didn't want before, and a lot of things you wanted before that you don't care about. You got to get an update from God about yourself. And a lot of people do not wait to do that. And it's just, I don't know what this person ain't right. Because you don't even know who you are. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know what your deal breakers are. You're still navigating that while you're wasting people's time and money. Because they could have spent that money taking somebody else to dinner that already figured out what they wanted.
Right.
Don't be wasting people's times and resources.
Come on now.
And just going to a bunch of free dinners while you're trying to figure stuff out. Because that's manipulation too. And some of y'all women do that. Be going on dates just to get a free dinner. You stop being cheap and take yourself to dinner unless you're serious. And stop wasting these people's time.
Right.
So, okay, go ahead. You talked about going on attraction alone.
Yeah. You know, I think that when you just go on how fine he is or how thick she is, come on now, because I've heard people say God is going to give me what I want.
No,
God going to give me what I want, and I'm just like, because let me tell you something about this wonderful gift of mine sitting next to me. Okay,
you trying to butter me up?
No, I already do that.
Go ahead.
But we want each other's type in the beginning. We wasn't. We want each other's type. Matter of fact, I remember the first time we locked eyes, we both heard the same word. That's your husband, that's your wife, and we both had the same exact reaction. The devil is a liar. Okay, because you know, I wanted a red bone. Okay, I wanted a red bone, thick, big butt, everything. You know, and my wife, she fasted a lot. Bless God. She fasted a lot, so she didn't have all that back then. But now, shut up. But glory to God, hallelujah. But anyway, we're not gonna get on that. But and she liked them tall and dark.
Lord.
Okay, and probably a bald head. I don't know. I think so. But I ain't tall. Okay,
and tall in the spirit.
I'm tall in the spirit. And as you can see, I got some pigmentation, but I'm not what you would consider dark skinned. All right. So we was not each other's type at all. And it's not that it wasn't necessarily an attraction there, it was just that we weren't each other's type.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I just couldn't get the woman off my mind. Just couldn't get out my spirit, and we just connected, And I was a little stubborn at first, but I came over and saw the light, bless God. All right. And guess what? We're going on almost a decade later.
Yeah.
Okay. We had our ups and downs, our trials that we came through that made us more seasoned and more wise in this thing.
Yes.
All right. So the thing is that, my type always try to get me to fornicate.
My type was toxic.
My type was toxic and freaky. Prophetesses. I'm just saying, So this is why I tell people it's okay to have a preference, but also put that preference on the altar. Because everybody got a type, but your type could be your trap.
My type was toxic with anger issues.
Yeah. See, her type was toxic with anger issue. My type was freaky prophetic women. Red bone freaky prophetic women. I mean, was always trying to get me in the sheets.
The Bible talks about them women that are prophesy and had sex with you too. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm just like, it was hard to stay holy. Okay. It was hard. I'll tell you that story. I'll tell you some of them stories another day.
Yeah, the bonus episode material.
Yeah, because
Next on the list.
They were looking for me in the daytime with a flashlight.
Next on the list.
God told me.
Next on the list. So, with some of y'all are too picky. And I'm gonna let you have this one.
Yes, God. See, and it go and being picky ties into preference.
Mm-hmm.
See, some of y'all got this long, stupid list of unrealistic expectations. And some things, some people say, well, he got to drive this kind of car. He got to make this kind of figure, or he got to be this or be that, or else I can't marry him. And then
and that's why you're single.
Or she got to be this, she got to do this, and she got to have her own this and that and blah blah blah. She can't have no kids. That's a famous one.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me help some of y'all out. All right. We grown. I'm gonna help some of y'all out.
Help them out.
If you are not married or engaged and you are 35 or older, tell you something. It's stepdaddy season. Tell you something. It's stepdaddy season. If you 35 or older, you ain't got no kids. It's stepdaddy season.
Come on.
Now you might find one that's been in hiding for a long time that God done kept closed away in the cave. But most women, about 35, 40, they're gonna have at least one somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're gonna have at least one child, at least have been married before. If you 35 and older, sir, and you are single, it is stepdaddy season. And you better be ready, and you better own it, and be prepared to be the best stepdaddy out there.
You know how many men I've heard, and I've heard women say it too, but it's mostly men that I've heard anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no woman with no kids.
Why?
Okay, but you barely got a place to fit her and her kids anyway.
That part.
So I think we need to be more open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to what God wants to do, to who God wants to yoke us with.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I kind of get it because I didn't want anybody with kids, but I was like 20 something.
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s, and I also didn't have any kids myself.
Right.
So I didn't want anybody with kids because I knew I was going to jail. because I won't here for the baby mama drama. I won't try to do that. But I also didn't have any kids either. So you've got to look at the reality and the realisticness of that preference, because that changes over time.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that when you 18, 19, 20, 21. But by you 35, 40, 45, you ain't got married yet, your chances of coming across somebody that don't have a child declines the older you get. That's just part of life. That is the society that we live in. And usually you will get somebody who has been married before, and maybe that situation didn't work out. But the point is, that's one of those things. It's optional, but you shouldn't make that so hard of a preference, because the truth of the matter is, let me help you. You not no virgin. The only difference is they got pregnant and you didn't make a baby, but they had sex just like you had sex. You probably had sex more than them. We just see the proof in their kids, and we don't see the proof because you ain't got none.
Right.
So realistically, what have they done that you haven't done?
I almost said something. Keep my comments to myself.
What have they done that you are innocent of?
Right.
Y'all in the same boat as far as I'm concerned. You don't want nobody with no kid. Why? You had sex. So it's not the preferences. You got to look at the reasoning behind that stuff. You got to look at the heart issue behind stuff like that. So some of these preferences don't make sense. You know, you got, like you said, with these women, you got these men. Some of these men. Remember, I don't know if you remember that guy that was on Facebook. He had a list this long, y'all. He had a list. Don't say his name. We had a list this long.
He was an apostle
with all this stuff, and those women were dragging him. Listen to how some of these men describe their ideal wife, and watch them write down the making of a slave. The making of a slave. I'm like, you want what? So ask yourself this: when it comes to your preferences, when it comes to your requirements and your deal breakers, are you willing to be what you're asking that person to be? Are you willing to be what you're asking that person to be? Because for a lot of y'all, no, you just got a bunch of requirements. I want this. I want that. Okay. And what do you plan to do? Sit there and feel accomplished? No. Which I gotta go here while I'm here.
Go ahead.
Ladies, let me help you with something.
Help them out.
I understand. It is a new millennium. It is 2022. But in 2022, you still need to know how to cook something.
Thank you.
You still need to know how to cook something.
Can't even boil water.
If you ain't got nothing but 8 to 10 recipes under your belt, and you repeat them recipes, and y'all gonna get pizza on Friday, and you cook throw a little something together for the holidays, but put a little ham or turkey or whatever y'all eat. Put the collard greens in the crock pot. I need you to know how to cook. I can't tell you how many women I have met in their late 20s to mid 30s, ain't married yet, want a man that can cook, so they ain't got to. They don't know how to cook. They're not trying to learn. I have an issue with that. How you want a whole family, 4, 5 kids, and then you can't cook, and you're not trying to learn how to cook?
Can't even cook for the kids.
Like what? So what is everybody supposed to eat? Oodles and noodles? No. You got, cooking ain't really my thing. Well, why not? What do you eat every day? I'm concerned for your bowels. What are you eating every day?
DoorDash.
You don't know how to eat. You don't know how to cook, but you know how to eat. Learn how to cook. You can cook a whole meal with 3 to 5 ingredients. You don't need a whole lot. Just put a few things under your belt. Like I said, 8 to 10 recipes. You can repeat them recipes. Y'all get pizza on Fridays. Y'all can do a salad or something. But you got to know how to cook.
You can learn how to cook.
If you're gonna be single, you still got to know how to cook. I need you to know how to cook. As long as you're a human being that are alive with a digestive system and an esophagus, you need to learn how to cook something. Cook. It don't have to be no 5-star gourmet, but you got to learn how to cook. And you got to want to cook. Men, y'all need to make that a requirement. If that's not on your list, You put that on the list. After loves the Lord, chasing,
thank you.
posture, personality.
Bless you.
Know how to cook.
Bless you. Bless you.
You need to know how to cook.
My wife know how to cook.
You need to know how to cook, and you need to want to cook. Why not cook every day? You got to know how to cook. You need to learn how to cook. Go get a cookbook. If you listen, go to Barnes and Nobles. You go to the thrift store and find plenty of cookbooks.
YouTube.
You go to YouTube. You go to Pinterest. You need to learn how to cook. Get some recipes. And if you all else fails, get you one of them air fryers, Instapot. Get you a crock pot. Don't put the stuff in the bag and just throw the bag in there. You got to learn how to cook. Get the bag of vegetables and throw it in the pan with a little bit of oil and throw your protein in there, put some seasoning. They got the packets if you don't even know what to put in there. Get the frozen vegetables, get the chicken strips in the packet. It's a what? You got to know how to cook something. You got to know how to cook.
COOK exclamation point.
And season.
God, yes, please season your food. Because some of y'all can't season
my God.
Oh my God. I've had some of the worst dishes from people because they ain't seasoned the food.
Season your food.
That's why I don't eat everybody's cooking.
Put some adobo on it.
That's all you got. Yeah, just put a little adobo strong. So
Old Bay.
Yeah, Old Bay.
Oregano and thyme.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. They got all different kinds of blends now.
Honestly, you can go to the store now, buy what you're cooking. Chicken season, steak seasoning, pork seasoning, vegetable seasoning. It takes the guesswork out of it.
Duh.
But honestly, if you of all else fails, you got to have a sister, auntie, or friend that's willing to help you learn how to cook.
You got an auntie somewhere.
I see I'm going to start doing cooking classes later this year. Y'all going to have to.
You got an auntie somewhere with the dangling. Okay.
With the tater salad on.
Okay. She got the little flab right there that believe me, most likely she can cook.
It is good.
Oh yeah. Most likely she can cook. But you know, I mean, I'm glad that you cook. But you know, I think some men need to know how to cook a little bit.
Yes, you do. Okay. I'm gonna need. Okay, ladies, I said 8 to 10 recipes. Men's, I'm gonna need you to have 4 to 5.
Can you make oatmeal?
If you got 10, he got 5. That's 15 recipes. Y'all duplicate that. That's 30 days. The whole month is covered.
Mm-hmm. Those who know me know I five that grill in the backyard in the heartbeat.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
I know. Don't you touch me like that now.
But I'm saying that I told you that fried chicken did it. I don't even eat chicken like that no more. But that fried chicken, I was like, he cooked this fried chicken by himself with the seasoning
and see
and that chili.
Oh yeah, that chili was good. I made chili from scratch.
How about this is a little something I threw together?
Yeah,
you threw together.
It was something I just threw together. I didn't know how to make chili, but I guessed it.
Let me tell y'all something about that chili. I said, that's it. Whoop, that'll do it.
I guess that chili in my fried chicken.
That fried chicken. The fried chicken started it, but the chili?
They swear by my fried chicken. And oh God, when I got the grill and I start grilling them wings, hey, glory, and start tossing them in some sauce.
That asparagus is good.
Oh yeah, I works that grill. So man, you got to know how to cook something. You know, and this is stuff you should learn in your singleness.
Yes,
because I've seen men just sit around and wait for the wife to cook.
And I'm concerned about your bowels. What you eating while you single and you not cooking? Oodles and noodles is just sitting there.
Yeah, oodles and noodles are not good for you at all. So yeah, so when it comes to dating, okay, there are things that both parties are going to have to come together and have together. Okay. You know, and I think you just need to just be honest. And if you really want to spend the rest of your lives together, Be honest about everything that's on the table and help each other and walk each other through it.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know, because I mean, no one perfect when they come to you. Come on now. Nobody's perfect when they come to you.
No.
But there
And
needs
neither
to be
you.
yeah. And see, that's why there needs to be honesty. There needs to be honest, deep conversations.
Yes.
Because you need to get to know a person before you move in with them. Spend the rest of your life with them, marry them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when I say move in with them, I'm talking
I
about
would
after
say
marriage.
Reverse that order, because some folks, he said, no.
No. You know, I'm not a fan of
This ain't no Olympic trials.
No. and see, speaking of that too, you gotta have some self-control, y'all.
Shut it down.
You gotta have some self-control.
Shut it down.
I mean, we gotta be able to control our passions, y'all. You know, and I understand sometimes it's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna sit up here and say it's easy. It is hard. All right. But you got to have some kind of dignity. You got to have some kind of
exactly.
You know, you can't just open yourself up just somebody because you're dating. You know, I know somebody. You know, and listen. You know, I had to tell somebody one day, like, listen, you got to stop hoeing around, baby. That's not.
That gets older after what? Y'all too old. If you're watching this podcast, you too old to be still doing this.
And the Bible does use the word whore, so I didn't call you a whore. I said you gotta. I didn't say you gotta stop whoring around. I said whoring around. I said you gotta stop hoeing around. Okay.
You're too old for this.
And I'm just like, listen. I said, you know, some people say, you know, well, I only do that with people that I'm with. You know, I only do that to people I'm with. So you're
selectively.
So you're not a liberal hoe. You're a conservative hoe.
You're selectively.
You understand? You are a conservative hoe. That's what you are. When you fornicate, Jesus. you are conservatively hoeing. And see that's just what it is. Now people make mistakes. Okay, you fall, but you got to get back up and preserve yourself.
Put your clothes on and keep them on.
Preserve yourself, man. And if you can't wait that long, get a regimen of counseling going so you can speed up the marital process. That's all you do. That's all you do, and continue the counseling after you are married.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved. Okay.
Yep.
Problem solved. You know, if you know you got a high sex drive, then guess what? You don't need to be dating for a whole year, 2 years.
I don't know why y'all do that stuff. That's dumb.
That ain't God.
That make me think y'all just sleeping together anyway. Because if you can date somebody for 2, 3, 4, 5 years and not touch them, you probably don't need to marry them. That's just my opinion.
You're dating, your phone sexting or something.
I don't know. I got questions. I got questions because I don't believe that. But anyway, any closing remarks before we end this episode?
This was fun. But it's a very serious topic.
Yeah.
So in my closing remarks, why today's dating is not working?
Because y'all lying.
Yeah, y'all lying, and it's just deceptive. Mm-hmm. And I think that we need to have a new approach to this.
Yes.
In order for us to have more successful and lasting marriages, so you won't be divorced 5-10 years later.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to leave this here. We'll probably have to revisit this in our season playoff, our bonus episodes. But this was definitely a good topic. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this. And until next time on the F3 podcast, goodbye.